Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How you guys doing? It is Monday, time for Monday's Q&A. Definitely not going to be on long. Got to head up out of here to an appointment pretty soon. So let's go ahead and get started. So only have a few questions today, and any other questions you guys have, I'll try to answer. Obviously, I don't know everything, but leave them in the comment section. I'll try to answer them if I can, or Google it or whatever, and try to find you an answer. Okay. So what's going on, Todd? How you doing today? Mr. Lawson, how you doing today, sir? Okay, so I got a couple questions. I want to start with the first question that I got, or the latest questions that I got. They both came from Blank Slate, and then I got one other question about here in Colombia. So on Blank Slate's first question, which is a question, matter of fact, I'll read it. Make sure I get it right. Pull it up, make sure I get this right. All right. On Blank Slate's latest question, he says, I have a question about Social Security and retiring at the age of 62. As a disabled veteran with military pension, I pay zero federal taxes. I retired at the age of 46. My pension was taxed until I reached the age of 52 due to tax exemption rules. So over the next 10 years, I will pay zero taxes to Social Security. Question: will I save about 50,000 in taxes over 10 years? Wait, I will save about 50,000 in taxes over the next 10 years, but my monthly Social Security will be lower. Should I continue to pay taxes so my monthly payment at 62 are higher, or do I stay with the tax exemption status and save 50%? No, I'm sorry, 50%, 50,000 over the next 10 years. Okay. My answer to you, bro, apply for Social Security. You don't have to make that choice. If you apply for Social Security and get approved, you are receiving your retirement now. You don't have to wait till you're 62 to get it early, to get early retirement, or wait till 70. You eliminate that question altogether by applying now to receive your Social Security. That way you're not worried about paying, and you're not worried about getting those zeros added to your final total. You're done with it. Okay. That's my answer to you, bro. You're already 100%. You're already receiving your pension from Social Security. What up, Mike? Love and freedom. Apply, and you should be awarded your benefit. For anyone out there in this situation where you're receiving your pension, you're 100% from the VA, right? If you're not working because of your disabilities, you should apply for Social Security. Get it now. That way, you're not worried about you not working and paying into the system. Because for every year that you don't work, that's a zero added to your final tally. And as you add those zeros, your amount starts going in the opposite direction. If you get those estimates still, you should see if that is you in that situation where you're not contributing to Social Security anymore. Your Social Security amounts go down every year. That estimate go down every year. And that estimate ain't accurate. It's just that. It's an estimate. Because when they do your final numbers, you're going to be shocked. Even if you're making six figures, all those years that you didn't work, all those zeros get added into it, you are going to be shocked at your final numbers. Still chilling in Mexico, Mexican Caribbean. Okay. Big zeros, elbow call. Yeah, I'm trying to explain it, man. Blank slate, you are way better. Apply. Get online. You can apply online. Just go to Social Security's website and apply. Okay. It's a headache. Sometimes they make you go to all this crap to go through it, but trust and believe, it is much better than you paying nothing into the system and you worried about the next 10 years. What you should do, apply. Get your Social Security. You don't have to deal with any of it. And that's more income you got coming in, right? It's a no lose situation for you. You got more money coming in. So hopefully that's clear to people, man. Don't sit there and wait. You're going to be regretting it like hell if you do. And then Blank Slate, other question is, if I plan to retire at 62, how long would I need to be married for my spouse to receive 50% of my Social Security payments? That one's easy. 9 months. You only need to be married for 9 months in order for your spouse to be eligible to receive Social Security benefits off your Social Security. I'm going to repeat that. You only need to be married for 9 months for your spouse to receive benefits off your Social Security benefits. So, for example, let's say I'm 60. I just turned 62. Let's say I moved back to the States, and an ex-girlfriend I went to school with, my same age, 62, we decide we're going to get married. All right. Now, I'm not saying this for people to go and try to commit fraud, to get extra money, to cheat the system. I'm not telling you any of that. I'm simply answering a question. Okay. We get married. 9 months later, let's say she didn't work or she's no longer eligible to receive Social Security. I'm receiving my Social Security early, right? 9 months after we get married, she can go right down and apply and get, it should be 50% of what I receive. She should be able to get the same thing after 9 months. That's how easy that is to work. It's 9 months. That's all you need. Okay, 9 months. The next day is not promised, so get it now. Now, that's another question that I got, and this is one that is debated throughout, okay? And we've talked about this, and I answer it, and I don't mind going over it again because somebody asked this question. I appreciate you bringing it up, Mike. Someone wants to know, is it better to receive your Social Security early or wait until you 5 years older at 67, or if they raise it to 70? Okay, because full retirement age as of today is 67. Now they want to change it to 70, but as of right now today, which is February 20th, it is 2023, 67 years old. I look at it like this, and Mike just said it. Tomorrow is not promised to anybody. Now, there is a huge difference in the amount that you would receive between 62 and 67. There's a big gap, right, on how much you're going to receive. But, okay, and you got to look at your health as well. At 62, and let's say you don't know this, but let's just say in the future you live to you 75, right? 75, you check out. All right. At the current rate that it is right now, that means that at 62, you would have received 13 years of payments from Social Security versus at 67, you would only have received 8 years. Okay. Now, knowing that, just hypothetical, knowing that, do you think you would have received as much when you received that 8 years as you did those 13 years? Did you make up that 5-year difference getting it early or waiting at 67? Was that much of a difference made up? In my mind, hell no, because you don't know what's going to happen. You have no idea when you're going to check out. You wait till 67, you die a month before you're supposed to receive it. You got nothing. You paid all that money into the system and collected nothing. But again, you don't know. That's the great unknown, right? There are some people who wait to full retirement age and they reach the age of 90 or 100 years old. Okay, cool. There are some people, they apply when they get to that age, didn't even get it the whole year, ended up passing in the middle of that year when they applied for it. That means everything you paid into the system, you didn't get nothing out of it. And it's set up that way, guys. It is set up that way. The U.S. system is set up for the government to win, not for the individual to win. Okay, it's like taxes. Taxes are set up for businesses to win, not for the individual. All right. So that's a personal decision. Only you can make that decision. All right. Whether you want to receive your retirement early, which you're going to receive a percentage of it, versus your full retirement at 67 as of right now. That's a hell of a decision, man. But for me, I'm taking my money right now. I don't know what the hell going to happen. 5 years, hell, the next day, I don't know what's going to happen. Give me my money now. All right. Hey, I live with the consequences. I've been living that long without it. What? Hey, I'll figure it out. But for me, let me get mine now. I don't want to wait. No problem, Blank Slate. Now, let me say this as well when it comes to living overseas and applying for benefits, because I made a video about it, right? But that video, I left some things out, and I may take that video off because it's a little bit more complicated than they should be. They should be able to apply, because Social Security has so many little quirks and rules that they're going to fight a lot of people when it comes time for their spouse to get paid, depending on what country they're in, and if they ever spend any time in the U.S. There is so much difficulty when dealing with Social Security and a foreign spouse that if I were you guys, and I'm saying this is what I would do. I'm not giving you advice. I'm just saying what I would do. If I'm overseas, I plan on living overseas full time. And I plan on leaving everything to my spouse, and my spouse is going to be eligible for Social Security. I would retain an attorney, Social Security attorney. I would go ahead and prepay for a Social Security lawyer, because it's going to get complicated, and she's not going to know how to deal with it on her own. She's not. She's just not going to know how to do it. You're going to be much better off having an attorney, a Social Security attorney, when that time comes, their office, their law firm, deal with it, than it is she trying to deal with American laws and Social Security and benefits, because she's not going to understand a damn thing. Nothing. Okay? She's not. You don't understand it, and you're a citizen. How the hell she going to understand it, and she don't know nothing about any of it other than to just call the number that you gave her? So I'm just saying, for me, I would obtain an attorney. I would prepay for it all. And that way, whenever that time comes, she can just call them and they can handle it from there. It's already done. It's already paid for. That's me personally. That's what I would do if I'm living overseas with a spouse and a family. That's what I would do. Let's see. If you're married outside the U.S., do you have to wait until they get their residency before filing for Social Security, or after that 9 months of marriage, they can get it? Okay. Now, there's an age. It's not like, okay, because most guys who go overseas marry much younger women. So you got to wait. There's some different factors there. Say you're 62, Mike, and you're like, okay, you can go apply for my Social Security. No, sir. She has to be of retirement age unless she's disabled. If she's disabled, she can apply at 50. If she is disabled and you got to prove she's disabled, she can apply at 50. But if she's not, she's got to be at retirement age before she can apply. So you marry this 30-year-old woman, you 65 years old, you can get my Social Security. No, she can't. Not till she turns 62. Unless she's disabled, right? And you can prove that she's disabled, she can apply at 50. But she can't collect a dime till she gets to retirement age. All right? So I know some people are thinking, oh, man, I'll just get married and she'll get half of what I get if she's 62 or older. Not if she's 35, she ain't getting nothing. Can you have an LLC if you own? Boy, y'all love asking this question. I think you're like the fifth or sixth person to ask this question. Okay, this is very easy though. Can you have an LLC if you own Social Security? Yes, you can. Matter of fact, I have an LLC for YouTube. Why do I have an LLC for YouTube? Because I don't want any legal requirements to come back on me. If I put something out, say I get sued, they're suing my LLC. They're not suing me. I'm a separate entity from my LLC, which is YouTube. YouTube is my LLC. So to answer that question, yes. But let me also say this. This is considered passive income. I'm making this one video, right? This video could be viewed 1 million times. I didn't do a damn thing else but put out one video. That's called passive income. If you plan on making an LLC because you plan on running a business, meaning you're going to physically go to work every day to run some type of business, you may want to reconsider that. There's a difference now between just saying I own an LLC or I own an S corp or I own whatever other. I'm a sole proprietor. There's a huge difference. Okay, anybody can be a sole proprietor. Anybody can own an LLC. Anybody can own an S corp. But when it comes to Social Security disability, it all depends on what you're doing. And I gave this example before. You open up an LLC because you want to run a lawn business. Your ass ain't disabled running a lawn business. But if you open up an LLC and you own this house that you want to put as a separate entity, and all you're doing is collecting rent, you're not fixing anything, you're not taking care of nothing, you just collect money every month. That's passive income. So make sure you understand the difference between passive income and basic work. Because if you working, your ass ain't disabled. If you just collecting checks, hey, you do that all day, every day. You're talking love and freedom. Talking to each other. It's all good, man. The OG asked me that question yesterday. Yeah. As long as they're retirement age, Mike, they can, right? But if they ain't retirement age, because you know we're gonna marry younger. Who you know going to another country, marrying somebody their age or older? That don't happen very often. Most of the time, especially men and women, they're gonna marry somebody much younger than they are. So that you talking a long time before they can collect. You probably won't even be around by the time they get ready to collect. Which is why I say for me, I would have an attorney already ready to go in case there are issues. Hey, Mr. Smith, how you doing today? Thank you. Yeah, because I'm hearing that if you own SSDI, you can't have an LLC because the government can deem you able to work. No, that's a difference now. You're saying LLC should be, LLC should just be two separate. Yes, like I said earlier, I have an LLC for YouTube, right? Most YouTubers, those who are serious about YouTube, they set up an LLC or some kind of S corp, right, to separate themselves personally from the business. And it's also better for taxes, for tax purposes, versus you just doing, because you're an independent contractor on YouTube, right? Most YouTubers don't do anything. Like the YouTube channel's in their name, and they have not thought to separate themselves from YouTube. They just, do their thing on YouTube. YouTube sends them a W-2 and they file their taxes. Well, they never give thought to if something happens and you put something out and someone sues you, they're not suing the individual with LLC. They're not suing me. They're suing Markel's TV and whatever Markel's TV is worth. They're not suing Markel. Huge difference. But just owning an LLC does not mean you're working. What you do with the LLC means that you're working. That's exactly how I'm trying to structure my little business. No working for me. Yeah, make sure, right, what you're doing, right? Because they're going to see it. Don't think, you got to remember, it's the U.S. government. You're getting a tax ID number. So they see it. It's not like they don't see it. But make sure you know what you're doing, right? I had an attorney set mine up. I'm not out here just willy-nilly just doing stuff. Exactly. She's only 40 and he's 75. Yeah, she got another 22 years to go. I hear you, Todd. Let's see. What's up, Jay Chill? Talking to each other. Why not put everything under a trust? You can. I mean, look, you set it up the best way for you. I'm just saying the way I did it for me with YouTube. You can set up everything whatever way is the best way for you. I'm not saying this is the only way to do things. I'm not saying at all, Mr. Smith. I'm just putting out a way that I'm doing it. And for whoever's asking, that's how I did it. But there's many different ways to do it. What up, Barry? Let's see. How will they know? What do you mean? I just said, bro, when you file an LLC, you're going to get a federal tax ID number. That's how they know. How you going to start an LLC and not get a federal ID number, right? You got to go through the steps. Anything that you're setting up, because you're going to get a business bank account as well, right? Right? They got to report that back to the feds, man. You're not going to just open up something that requires a government and think that the government is not going to know, whether it's the state or federal. Because when you file with state, your state also gives you a tax ID number. Each city, that if you like doing work in multiple cities or you're selling things in multiple cities, each city has their own tax requirement, right? Again, when you're in business, you know these things, bro. You don't just pop up and say, I'm an LLC. There's a whole process you got to go through, right? You got to put your stuff in the paper, whatever state that you're operating out of, right? You get a tax ID number from your state, and then each city has different taxes that they charge if you're doing a service in different cities or you're selling out of different cities. It's not as simple as it sounds. Let's see, Markel, you on to something, bro. I'm just saying, man, there's no way they don't know. It's like somebody on Social Security, they go get a job with Uber, right? And they think because Uber gives them, a 1099, they never gonna find out. At some point, Uber is gonna get audited. Uber got to turn in their paperwork for everybody they paid. Guess whose name gonna be on that list that they paid? You. And they're gonna look back and see, wait, you paid them how much? They never filed any taxes for this. That's when they start investigating you. And that's when they see. When they pull up your info, they see everything. You receiving Social Security, they see you receiving VA, and whatever else you're getting. They see it. That's how people get caught. You ping, bro. That's how you get caught. You ping. I can't remember his name that worked at the VA that used to be on the channel all the time, but he used to tell you guys as well. That's how people get caught. They go out, they get a job, they think that they won't know. They get buried in the system. Now they'll find out. You can't hide from our federal government, bro. Can't hide. Now, I do want to talk about one other thing because I was asked about this. Now, I don't know all the ins and outs of this. This is something you're going to have to call Social Security or you're going to have to talk to an attorney about. Okay, so I was asked about starting a business in Colombia. Why didn't I do it? Because I had mentioned that I wanted to start a business, right? Okay. It's complicated here starting a business as a foreigner. It's not as easy as it sounds. Not only that, though, the U.S. has what's called totalization agreements, right? And basically what that means is it's like you're working in another country or you're running a business in another country. You're paying Social Security, right? But because of where you are, if the U.S. doesn't have an agreement with that country, even though you've been paying into the system, you ain't getting nothing. You're not receiving a dime. You guys follow what I'm saying? Okay, I'm going to try to explain this. The easiest way it was explained to me when I was thinking about opening up a small business here. I was planning on opening up a small business here. I wasn't going to do any work. Matter of fact, it wasn't going to even be in my name. It was going to be in a Colombian's name because they're more likely to buy from their own people than they are to buy from me. So I was just going to be in name only, right? Like I'm financing it and they're doing everything else. When it came time for taxes, because that was my biggest question, was figuring out the taxes. Because as a U.S. citizen, you're required to pay taxes regardless of where you are in the world. So I'll have to pay taxes here as well as pay taxes in the U.S. Not only am I paying that, but I'm starting to pay back into the system again, which is Social Security. Now, say I did that and I'm not retired and I'm not receiving anything and I'm overseas and I'm running these businesses, right? And I'm paying into my U.S. taxes here in Colombia. Colombia is not on the list. So by the time I hit retirement age, guess what? I'm not getting anything because I'm paying into a system or I'm paying from a country that doesn't recognize the US. We have no agreement with them. And I've told you all this before. Where you live in these countries matter. When you pick up and you leave the US and you want to do certain things when you haven't retired or you are retired, you always have to check before you just do something, because you got to figure out how that's going to affect you down the line, right? Another example, as a YouTuber, say I'm a full-time YouTuber, right? I'm paying into our Social Security system. I'm filing, let's say I'm filing taxes from Brazil, right? I'm paying, doing everything I'm supposed to do, paying to the system from Brazil. Brazil is another country that's not a part of the Totalization Act agreement. They're not on the list. So as I paid, I'm basically paying for nothing because I'm not going to receive anything. You guys understand what I'm saying? You should seriously look at where you're going and how it affects you when you're getting ready to move to these countries full time. Stop looking at the women. Stop listening to perverts. You better check to make sure what you're seeing and what you're getting ready to do matches. Because if it doesn't, you just spent the last 25, 30 years in another country following somebody else and showing you some ass that you ain't getting a damn dime for. Your broke ass is going to have to go back to the States and try to figure out how you're going to get your money. Just like being an independent contractor, those companies have to tell the government, yeah, bro, trust me, Mike, there are people who are delusional who think, okay, I've been driving for Uber for 3 years. Nobody has never said nothing. That's because Uber has not been audited yet. As soon as they get audited, your name is going to ping. Your shit going to come up. And there ain't no point of crying. Oh, man, I didn't know this, that. Ain't, They don't want to hear that. They're not trying to hear that shit. Just for clarification, you're saying applying for Social Security disability insurance. Yes. Blank slate, to eliminate your issue, bro, you are far better off applying and getting approved for Social Security. That way you ain't got to worry about no taxes. You ain't got to worry about, should I pay into the system? You ain't got to worry about none of that, because you will receive your Social Security now. Basically meaning you're receiving your retirement now. It's only going to be in your favor to apply now, instead of trying to figure out, should I pay my pension and just forget about the exemption and pay the pension? Not pay the pension and just lose the next 10 years until I turn 62. No, your best answer, blank slate, apply. Get approved. Get you an extra $2,000, $3,000 on top of what you're getting now. That is your best bet versus sitting back and doing nothing and you losing on the Social Security side. Is it the same if you're on TDIU? Yes, but on TDIU, man, I've talked to you guys on TDIU so much, man. It's like, woof, y'all just dying to get rid of your benefits on TDIU. But I'll put it to you this way. Is it legal for you to do it on TDIU? Yes, as long as it's passive income. As long as it's passive income, you're fine. But anytime it is not considered passive income, you're responsible for what you do after that. You end up losing your benefits. You got to look at the person in the mirror. But at passive income, just so we clear, the U.S. government does not give a damn what disability you're on if you're receiving passive income. They don't give a damn, okay? Disabled, they don't give a damn. If you're getting $1 million a month from investments, they don't give a shit, okay? You got a house that's giving you $3,000 a month. You ain't doing nothing. They don't give a shit. But if you on TDIU or you on SSDI decide you're going to open a business and you're going to go around selling vacuum cleaners door to door, hell to the no, that don't fly. Talking to Mike, all right, guys. So I got to get ready to get up out of here, jump in the shower, and go to my appointment. Any other questions you guys have, man, I'll try to answer the best that I can. You can look at it in the comment section. But and when y'all go to like the different sites, man, because somebody sent me a link to something, and I'm like, that's not even on Social Security's website. Why y'all looking at shit and not on Social Security's website? When y'all go to look up stuff, bro, make sure you're going to Social Security's website, ssa.gov, ssa.gov, not SSA, somebody else, or some of these other sites. No, you want to go to Social Security's site. Don't go guess reading some shit. You don't know who these people are. You need to go to the actual government site, like with the VA. You go into some site, you don't even know who it is, and they're asking you to pay a fee. The government has never asked veterans to pay a fee to look up their benefits. So don't fall for that. Make sure whatever website you go into says GOV at the end, gov. That's an official government website. All these other websites and all these other names they got, that shit don't mean nothing. IRS.gov, VA.gov, SSDI.gov or SSA.gov. Don't fall for these tricks, man. Y'all out there paying fees for shit that you shouldn't be paying for. Don't fall for that stuff. All right. Talking to Mr. Smith. If you get turned down blank slate, don't get discouraged. Okay. There's plenty of people online. There's plenty of people who've had to go before a federal judge. Do not get discouraged. All right. Now, with you being overseas, they're gonna send you to the embassy, or at least they're gonna want you to go to the embassy, right? You're gonna have to go through the embassy for everything. Because when you apply and you give your address of where you are, you're gonna have to work through the embassy. They're gonna set up your appointments to be seen by whatever doctor, either here in Medellin, or you may have to fly to Bogota to get seen. So be prepared for all that, unless you plan on going back to the States and applying in the States, like in California or whatever state you decide to apply in. But when you're overseas, you deal with the embassy if you're using your overseas address, which I would advise, because if you overseas and you use your old address in America, you might as well get ready for a bunch of flights, because they can call your ass at any time. So we need you to come to this appointment tomorrow. You've been lying to them, telling them you in the States, your ass overseas. You ain't gonna be able to keep up that, because they gonna call you, as Mike will tell you, as most people online will tell you. They'll just send you a letter. Hey, we want you to come in next week at this time. Your ass scrambling trying to figure it out. Don't lie to these people. Let them know where you are, so that way things can be scheduled correctly. Same with CNP exams. Do not lie and make it seem like you're in the States when you know your ass is overseas. Don't do it. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I got to get up out of here. Don't give up. You're right. Do not be discouraged. The judge turned. Damn, you got turned down by the judge, Mr. Smith? Don't give up. Keep up. Yeah. Wow. That's a rare. I haven't heard many people getting turned down by a federal judge before, but he's right. Do not give up. This is y'all's best bet. Those of you out there traveling, you got VA benefits or you got VA and pension, your Social Security is going down every year. Apply, get your Social Security. Doesn't matter what country you're in, other than a few, North Korea, Cuba, places like that. No, but any other of these other countries that you're in, there's an embassy there. Apply. Let them know where you are. All right, guys, that's going to be it, man. I got to get up out of here. You guys have a good one. I'll see you all on the next one. Peace. I'm out.